Hey, everybody, welcome to
Sorry.
our. What? Okay. Everybody, welcome to our continuing coverage of E3 2021. This is the day for Xbox and Bethesda to take center stage. And I'm Tyler, joined as always by Steven and Hayden. Guys, how we doing? Are you looking forward to what's going to unfold in about 30 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm optimistic. Trying to contain the hype is probably what I'd say. I'm getting to that point now where my expectations are starting to rise tenfold. I'm ready to just start predicting that we see Fable gameplay and Fable release day, and I'm tempering expectations a little bit.
Yeah.
I just need to rein myself back.
No, I hear you. It's an exciting time, but I think it's
so
also
soon. It's like half an hour away.
I know, but it's also it's a little bit of a nervous time, I think, right? It's Xbox has to deliver today. And I guess what I want to get into first is, what does deliver mean? I think it's going to mean something different for a lot of different people. So, Steve, let's start with you. What's it going to mean for you to say that Xbox really delivered today? Xbox / Bethesda. What's going to make you say they absolutely hit it out of the park?
Games, first party games, AAA exclusive games that we did not get on the Xbox One. I'm sorry, we got a couple, right? Halo 5, I think, Gears 4 and 5. Or was Gears 5 Series X? I don't know. But we got a few, right? And Forza, but nothing new. And it's time to pay the piper. I don't know if that's the right saying here, but you bought these studios for the last 4 years or 3 years. Start showing us some of those games. Come on. Let's, PlayStation 4 had a very good diverse launch, maybe not right at launch, but over the course of their platforms, over the or that platform launch cycle. Words are hard. It's early. I need some coffee. Over the life cycle of the console, right? But we didn't get that with Xbox, and I forgave them. Okay, and I kind of the last two E3s kicked the can down the road a little bit. I remember in 19, I wanted to see a lot. They didn't show what I expected, but I was like, it's okay. I see where they're going, and I see the path, right? And then last E3, obviously with COVID, it affected everything and mucked everything up. So gave them a little bit of leeway, obviously there, but Halo Infinite, that was not good, not good. And so I feel like I've reached the end of the path. This is when you need to start showing me stuff. If you just show Halo and some stuff for this year and nothing else for the future, I think that's a huge mistake. That's what's going to be delivering for me, is showing some new games. You don't need to show all your games, okay? I'd love to see Fable or Avowed gameplay, but I understand we might not. I would like to see a little bit longer of a teaser for one or both, like a cinematic trailer, because I don't care if the game is 5 years away. I just want to see more of it, and that's exciting, and that's how PlayStation has won E3 for the last 6 years they were a part of it, right? Is by doing that sort of thing. And yes, you need to show Halo, and I know you're going to show me 10 minutes of Halo, and it's probably going to be 20 minutes total conversation. But I think that's a mistake. And also, I don't think Bethesda counts here for Xbox's part of the show. I know Xbox owns Bethesda now with ZeniMax purchase, but I don't think it counts, because it's like the group project where you show up at the last minute and you get credit. No, that doesn't work for me. So Xbox themselves need to show stuff from their... Starfield was developed before Xbox bought them, so I'm not counting that. I need to see stuff from Xbox. Hayden, what about you?
I feel differently. I don't want to see anything past next year. So where I'm at is, if they are showing cinematics for stuff that's 3, 4, 5 years away, I don't care. I don't want to see that stuff. I think Ubisoft laid it out really well yesterday when they were showing stuff that was just this year and next year. And I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again now. They really kind of laid the stage for what I want Xbox to do as well. So the way I see it is, a good show here is you get Halo out of the way. We know that's coming, and I'm excited for it, but I don't need that much. Just show that it looks better, and I'm fine. And then I think Starfield does count. That for me, it's one of their big like exclusive titles coming either late this year, early next year, whatever it's going to come. But I want to see that, and I think that's going to be a big thing for them. But they've just reiterated that they are going to aim for a game every quarter, right? Now, whatever that means, I don't know. Whether it's going to be their smaller like Battletoads, Tell Me Why Star games, or whether that's going to be something like we've seen from Sony and PlayStation with like Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Ratchet and Clank. Like they've had a really good year, and whatever that means for Xbox, whatever they intend by that, a game every quarter, it's time to put a push it up. I think they need to just say, here's Halo, here's Starfield, and then I don't know what games are coming next year. My assumption is State of Decay 3, possibly Forza Motorsport, or Forza Horizon if that's real. I don't think both of those, but one of them, for definite. And then maybe another surprise. But I think they just need to start showing stuff that we're actually going to be playing. And by this time next year, we'll either have played those games or their E3 next year will have a gameplay trailer for that stuff months before launch. Like,
yeah,
I want stuff that I'm going to be seeing 2021, 2022.
Sorry, Tyler. I know
you're
I want you to talk here too.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now that you say that, Hayden, I can kind of agree with it because I can tell you over the last 4 days, the stuff I've been super excited for is the stuff that's coming out in the next 6 months to a year, right? Mm-hmm. Elden Ring is like January of next year. That's soon, right? And Riders Republic, some of the Far Cry 6, that's all soon. So you know what? I think if they do what you're saying, Hayden, I think I'm going to be happy. I just don't know it yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think for me, the one bit of leeway I have is if they get to the end of the entire thing and there's an Elder Scrolls 6 teaser, I'm fine with that, Xbox. You can do that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I think a little bit of peppering some future stuff in, mixed with a lot of stuff coming soon, is kind of the way to go here, maybe. And I forgot about State of Decay 3, and I've loved the first 2 games, so that's kind of exciting, especially if they make it a little more AAA, because I did love the cinematic trailer we got last year. So Tyler, what do you think about...
Okay, so I think they do deserve credit for Starfield, and here's why. Like, you don't buy this thing. Would they have been as interested in buying it to fill out their portfolio if they didn't know games like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 were coming? It's these games have a place in the Xbox lineup and library, and it's to help fill gaps that are there. And granted, there's a lot of gaps right now, but I do feel like that should count, and they should get credit for that. They should get credit for adding them to the fold, right? Maybe not for the creative behind the game, but that's a whole different thing for another day. And so I do think, like, especially if the game is exclusive, guys, I think that matters, right? And if you can only play it on Xbox/PC, that's a big deal. So yeah, for me, I want to see, they've been talking more again recently, and by recently I mean recent days, about the whole 1 game per quarter thing. I want to see what that is. I want to see a roadmap for that today. Not, we're going to tell you more later, today. I want to see the roadmap for it in about 45 minutes, or actually 35 minutes, once they get Halo out of the way.
So question for you there, Tyler. Does that roadmap need to show like teases for everything, or just kind of what the Marvel strategy of like, here's the plan for the next like 3 years?
I don't need to see full gameplay of everything. I just want to know that it exists and it's coming, and this is when it's slated to be here, right? Like, that's... Now, I will say this. Hey, to your point, we don't know if that 1 per quarter is AAA games. We don't know if it's, what would be considered like 2A or whatever. I guess, excuse me, I don't expect it to be all AAA. I'm fine if it's not. But I do think they need 1 to 2 AAA titles in each year cycle to remain competitive.
It's 1,
I think you need 3 every 2 years. So not every year needs 2, but I don't think you can go 2 years with only 1 each year. And I think every year needs at least 1. So
for sure, every year needs 1 for sure. And I think we've gone through all these phases where like things have happened that have led us to always say I'm willing to give Xbox a pass
Yes.
on things. Like, so first it was the unfortunate stuff around Fable Legends, and then Scalebound. I remembered it this time, Steven. And then and then the pandemic hit, right? And they were buying all these studios, but the pandemic hit, so that might have impacted the development of Halo. Although I would argue not. I would argue that, you know, most of the work done for what we saw of Halo Infinite was done prior to March of 2020. So they got a pass for numerous reasons. And I think it's time to show what you have and deliver. And it's time to at least show us what your plan is like for real, not what it could be, not what it might be, not what we want it to be, what it is.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's kind of what I was saying going in, and you just said it more eloquently. Yeah, I'm done giving a pass, and I don't want to feel like I'm giving them one more year this year, because I'm tired of doing that. And
I'm in a similar place.
Like it's not that I'm like an Xbox fanboy, but I'm not gonna lie, I just use the console more than my PlayStation, because it's where my friends are, and I just have all my, you know, things on that, all the media stuff, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, you know, Paramount Plus, ESPN, all 7,000 streaming services that exist now. It's all on my Xbox. So like I like using it the most, and I love Game Pass, but I would like to see some first party games here that are not Halo, Gears, Forza, and Microsoft Flight Sim. As much as I am super excited for Microsoft Flight Sim on the Xbox.
My big concern here is that what happens, they do Halo, and then we get teasers for stuff that like isn't coming soon. So like Avowed, Fable, like I Everwild. I don't want to hear anything about Everwild, because that thing is far away, right? So I don't want to hear about that stuff, but I'm scared we're going to see some acquisitions. They're going to go like, oh, we've been spending money, we've bought so and so with nothing to show for it, right? It's just money, you know, moving from one account to another right now. It means nothing because there's no games coming from that.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Well, let me jump in real quick here, guys. I think that one of the reasons Starfield's so important today is because I think that people are really desperate to see something outside of Halo and Forza coming to Xbox. And the problem for Xbox right now is their two AAA titles closest to release by all accounts are Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5. So that Starfield's gonna help take away from that a little bit, maybe.
So Horizon 5 is coming out before the new Forza mainline game, which we saw last year.
That's the rumor.
I think
I've heard that rumor
it's coming. There's a rumor it's coming this year.
Windows Central reported it's this year.
Yeah, I think Jeff Grubb tweeted about it too, and he's been pretty accurate.
So we could very well see Forza Horizon 5 this year, which actually I'm fine with. I've come to enjoy those games more than the mainline ones. So I've much preferred them because I don't like track racing as much. And they have improved. I played every single version of Forza Horizon, and they have improved tremendously from the start. Yep.
I've spoken about it before. Like 4 wasn't my cup of tea because, I mean, it was too much my cup of tea. It was like too familiar. But like 3, I loved, and I think 5, whether it's set in Mexico or Japan, I think those are the two big rumored settings. Either way, awesome. It's really different to what I see every day, right? Like,
Japan would be
British
really
countryside is about as boring as it gets for me.
Yeah,
so,
any of the Asian,
that's because you know it. I loved it. Right?
Any of the Asian countries would be very, very cool. Or continent. I mean, the continent of Asia, somewhere in there. But Mexico would also be pretty fun.
Mexico would be pretty sweet too, because there's a lot you can do there. So, all right, we got about 16 minutes before the show kicks off. So
should I be more excited? I feel like I'm not excited like I was.
I'm pretty hyped for this. I'm also nervous, so we'll see kind of what happens.
Oh, yeah, my nails are getting down to like
if you got questions you want to throw at us, we're happy to answer them here on the pre-show. Just type them into chat. Thanks for joining us again on YouTube. And so let's kind of go game by game. So Starfield, are you expecting gameplay? Are you expecting a big cinematic trailer? What are you expecting? And what's going to make you happy?
Gameplay.
Okay.
For both questions.
If this is meant to come in 6 to 8 months' time, if there isn't like some decent gameplay to show, I'm concerned and I cold delay. Like,
yeah, I want to know if we're getting Fallout in space or Elder Scrolls in space, or if we're getting something new and different.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
This game is so mysterious. Everybody's so excited for it, but nobody knows what it is.
So you have show gameplay.
Yeah, show us what it is and show us what the experience is actually going to be like. Not what watching some, not
I have
not the Avatar treatment from yesterday.
I have so many questions about Starfield. Like, are we going to be flying like spaceships around like Elite Dangerous style? Is it going to be like contained more like Borderlands 3 where you hop between planets? I have no idea what to expect. I'm hoping for something really big in scope. And I think like Bethesda have the capability to actually deliver on that. But I just don't know how big you go. But I need to see whether you're flying around in spaceships like starfighters and stuff. That's the biggest question I have, I think. Like, are we contained to planets? Are we exploring like a galaxy? What are we actually doing? What is the galaxy universe world like in Starfield?
So while we're on Bethesda, guys, I do want to throw out the possibility that we could see an Evil Within 3 here. And
yeah, I haven't really thought about anything else under the Bethesda umbrella, to be honest.
Right. And I would think they're going to show off more than just Starfield and ESO. We're going to see ESO, right?
Yeah.
I would.
And Fallout 76, I bet we see.
Yeah, we'll see a 76 update, but probably something very short.
Give us a new, oh my God, Dishonored. How about that?
Yeah,
Bethesda.
that'd be pretty sweet.
That won't happen because of Deathloop.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But Evil Within 3 title, that'd be really cool.
I guess it would, but at the same time, for me, it's like last year, it felt super horror focused with the medium and Scorn, was that the name of it, and some of the other stuff. There was like a lot of horror games, and that was super disappointing for someone that doesn't like horror games like me. So I would prefer if they kind of take a break from the horror genre and focus on some of the other stuff. Like, can I have an RPG, please? Xbox, and Japanese role playing game would be preferred, but any RPG. That would be nice.
Well, I think Evil Within 2 came out, 17 or 18? So we're probably about due. So let's see kind of what that looks like, and we'll go from there. But that's just a possibility from Bethesda that we could see that. It's a game we haven't seen for a little bit, and it's definitely in their portfolio. So
Steven, you mentioned JRPGs. Like, obviously we don't know if we're going to see something from Microsoft, like Xbox. I doubt it, but Game Pass is definitely a possibility there, right? Because you're hoping and wishing that Persona 5 Royal comes to Game Pass.
Yeah, there's been the rumor, and I bit hard on that, and I'm hoping.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of Game Pass rumors that have been flying around. I know the past day, Yakuza Like a Dragon's been flying around as well. And Back for Blood as well, right? That's been rumored to be a Game Pass launch.
Yeah, that was rumored because the Back for Blood devs put it in the description of their what's it called? The stream
Yakuza Like a Dragon
today
popped up on the Microsoft Store, so included in Game Pass for a little bit.
And I imagine
there's a lot I want to see. That's probably one of the most exciting parts to me of this showcase.
Judgment.
They're gonna have their what's coming to Game Pass in the next few months thing, and I'm really excited to see. And I'm crossing my fingers for something with a Ubisoft collaboration there, whether it's included in Ultimate or it's an extra tier above, because I know Ubisoft have partnered with Amazon and Google to have a Ubisoft Plus tier for Stadia and Luna. I feel like that's a deal Xbox could have easily made as well, to have a higher tier of Game Pass, so that you have the Ultimate one with EA Play, and then you have Ultimate Plus, and it has Ubisoft Plus included, or something like that.
Yeah.
Whether that means we get Ubisoft games at launch or a few months after, I don't know, but I'm excited to see whether that rumor comes to fruition or not here.
I'm the one I keep hoping for as somebody who actually plays a lot of EA games is that the whole idea of EA Premium or whatever it's called becomes
EA
part
Play
of Game Pass.
Pro or whatever they call it, day one.
Yeah, I would love to see that become part of Game Pass, and I'm even willing to pay an extra fee on top of that.
That's how I feel with Ubisoft. I pay an extra £5 or because that they're probably not going to charge much more than that, because that would in a year be one Ubisoft game anyway.
Yep.
Which that's probably what most people, the average consumer buys.
Yep.
Right.
But if I can get if I had EA Play Pro, I'd probably be less bitter about Madden every year. than knowing that it's just part of that service.
Plus, we'd
that I
get the
get,
golf game and the NCAA game.
Yeah, NCAA and all that good
So
stuff.
we'll see what they show here with that.
So let's kind of go through some stuff quick, guys. Always a new Wolfenstein. That's a really good call, and that's
Wolfenstein is Machine Games, right? Is that correct?
That sounds right.
It does sound right. Yep.
Because as far as I remember, they're now working on
Indiana Jones. So how much? Well, I can tell you, I would be very excited to see some Indiana Jones footage in this show. I think it might be a little early yet, but it would be pretty sweet if we did get to see it. So let's run through some stuff quick. Xbox TV, guys. I would imagine we'll see some stuff here. It is sort of the like vindication of Don Matrick, but the Xbox TV, excited, yay, nay? I mean, you just need to see what it all has. What is it going to be with the Xbox Stick, whatever it is?
I need to see what it means, what it is. It's super vague.
Yeah,
it is.
It might be useful for throwing up in like my bedroom TV where I don't have an Xbox connected yet. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I have the Xbox connected to my main TV. Why do I need a stick?
True. So
that's how I feel too. Like I can have it in another room and that would be cool. And if it has xCloud or whatever it's called, Xbox Cloud Gaming, stupid name, like on there as well, and you can just log into your Game Pass account.
Well, I feel like it needs to.
But like I'm just thinking, like if I can take that to my girlfriend's house, for example, and plug it in there, I don't have to lug a console on 2 bus journeys. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah. So that would be good. All right, so. We talked a little bit of Forza. We talked. Let's jump into Halo a little bit more. So it's the game we know we're gonna see. It's just a matter of how much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, Steven, I'll go to you first because I know you near and dear to you. The idea of seeing a lot of this here, but it's like I would imagine we'll get something very similar to, if you guys remember, the Halo 5 reveal in E3 where we basically played through a mission, and they maybe showed off a little bit of multiplayer, although I still have a funny feeling multiplayer is going to be held off for Gamescom. But not should they show Halo or not, because we know they're going to, so it's irrelevant, but how much time do you think we're going to get out of this 90 minutes dedicated to Halo today?
I think how much I should or how much is going to?
How much we're going to see?
I think we're going to get 20 minutes.
Because I'm going to tell you, for people like you, for every person like you who says, I don't want to see it, I guarantee there's someone else that's dying to see that today.
Oh, yeah. We already saw it in our Discord. Someone was like, I just want to see updated and I want to see like a 15, 20 minute long. And that's fine. You can think that. And I'm glad you're excited. I am not.
Yeah.
But yes, 20 minutes. I think it'll be like...
Let's be clear, just to save you some flack from people. Like, it's not that you don't like Halo and don't want to play it. It's just that you already know kind of what it is. But I think they need to show something to kind of say, hey, we're really sorry about last year, and it's actually much better.
Well,
now.
See, that's why I think it's going to be 5 minutes of Apollodazzle and then 15 minutes of like the new gameplay. Or maybe like 12 minutes gameplay and like another 3 minutes at the end to like talk about the plans and Gamescom's multiplayer and then blah 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 blah. Beta, I'm sure. Yeah.
So Hayden, how many minutes will they spend on Halo today?
I agree. I think it'll be 20. And I think Steven laid it out pretty well there. I think we get 5 minutes of just like sad sacking apologies and then 10 to 15 with gameplay and then a little bit of conversation after about it, just to describe like reveal some more about the story, maybe reveal more about what they've been working on in the past year, just so they can like super highlight it, right, and make it really clear to everyone that it has improved. I'd be fine if they just like cold open with some Halo gameplay, like 5 minutes, and then that's it. That would be nice. That's what I'd prefer. Right, like cold open, no Phil Spencer corporate talk intro, just go straight into Halo gameplay and then get into the rest of the show. Like get Halo gameplay out of the way first. And I hope it isn't super long.
And be careful, everyone. There's already a leak of the Starfield stuff, so be forewarned. I got it spoiled, unfortunately.
I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to wait until like it happens in an hour's time.
So how much will we hear the words world premiere today?
Ooh, the best.
Is that what Xbox says
So they do a couple things. They do world premiere to show off a trailer, but then they'll also do like weird iterations of console like exclusive. So
Console exclusive.
console exclusive if you only own an Xbox in this certain year and time zone, right? So it's really weird. But
I'm hoping we see a new one. So I'm hoping we see like at the start of stuff, world premiere, and then at the end it goes like Game Pass launch or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like they bookend every single game of the show with those.
How many, and that's another good question. Like, how many sentences will Phil Spencer end with the words, and it's coming to Game Pass at launch? You know, I would imagine quite a few.
I'd imagine almost every game.
I would imagine almost every game too.
I think that's really, to me, that's their strategy. It's, you know, they're going to make the games. They're going to get them out there. They want people bought into the service. They want people bought into that $15 a month for Ultimate, right? And to be that, right? And that gets you into the ecosystem.
I'm going to make a prediction and say that Phil Spencer only says it once at the beginning of the show and saying everything you see today will be coming to Game Pass.
That would be something. That would be very impressive.
Big move, but we know we're seeing Far Cry and Battlefield, and I don't want to. I want them both to be on Game Pass, but I don't believe both of them could be. I believe one of them could be, but not both.
I don't want to see a lot of Far Cry here, unless you're going to drop a bomb on us.
Way too much Far Cry.
I didn't even know Far Cry was going to be here. I didn't. Even see
they
that.
announced it like
why
this
Xbox?
morning, maybe late last night.
So
I swear to God, they just love putting a bullet right in their own foot. Like, why are you showing Ubisoft? They could have showed it at the Ubisoft show.
So real quick, real quick, Battlefield 2042. How much I would imagine we'll see a multiplayer match because that's all the game is. And will it be like the one they did with Battlefield 1 where like Snoop Dogg was really high and I think it was Jamie Foxx, I don't remember, somebody else was really high.
I remember that one. Zac Efron was there and he was blazing too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because holy crap, they should not be showing this at the Xbox show, in my opinion.
So I don't know. I think it could be a cool way to show off the console and show off the next gen, you know, capabilities of both the Series X and the game. So we'll see. But I would imagine we'll see a multiplayer match, an abbreviated one, not a full like 25-minute, you know, conquest match or something. But yeah. Let's see. What else do we want to hit on with Xbox here? A couple games being thrown out. New Crimson Skies game. Doubtful. I don't see
I don't expect it.
What else would you like to see today? I mean, I would imagine we're going to get a lot of Game Pass. We're going to get Halo. I mean, we know we want new games. Avowed, maybe potentially a little slice of gameplay would be kind of cool.
No, I want State of Decay 3. That's the big one I need to see. I want to see that multiplayer with no stupid tethering. I've written about this on the site before. It really annoyed me in State of Decay 2 how they're like, we have multiplayer, but you have to stay really close to each other. That bugs me. Don't do that archaic PS2 era stuff. No. This is Xbox. You better than that, okay? I want proper online this time.
So, comment from YouTube, as long as there's less interviews and more games, it should be okay. I would think they're not going to get bogged down in a bunch of, like, developer on stage things.
You would think, but this is Xbox we're talking about, where the stuff that makes sense to do is not done.
Yep.
The only person I'm excited to see is Todd Howard, because I miss him coming on stage and lying, and I need it again. That's what I'm excited for.
Yep, he'll be on stage. And I would imagine it'll be very similar to like the Summer Games Fest, where it's, you know, a lot of people on stage together. It's a bit of it's more of a stage show and less of a, you know, sitting at our webcams show.
Yeah. Well, they already said they're on stage. I think Aaron Greenberg tweeted it, that he was on stage and it was weird because there would be like no fans in front of him. So I think the presentation's recorded already. It's not live. We're 2 minutes away. I feel like I should be excited and I'm just not. I feel like I'm just going to be disappointed, and I'm going in with like no expectations, which worked for the last two things.
You know, I feel like your bar is sufficiently low that you're going to be like, I loved it.
Well, find out at the post show because we'll be live as soon as the pre-show is. I mean, as soon as the show's done.
So we're going to wrap this and turn everybody over to the Xbox briefing. Enjoy, everybody. We'll be back immediately after. So come back to our YouTube channel immediately after for the reaction show. and we'll talk everything we saw at Xbox today, which is starting right about now. So enjoy, everybody. Have a good time.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.